I never imagined we would reach a point where silence would be the loudest part of our relationship. But here I stand, heartbroken and resolute in my decision to never speak to you again. It's strange how love can turn into something so bitter, how the words that once soothed my soul now pierce it like a knife, leaving me no choice but to walk away, no longer willing to let you break me. There comes a time when the echoes of a hurt drown out the love we once shared, and in that moment, all that's left is a painful silence I swear I'll never fill again. Sometimes the hardest part of love is knowing when to let go, when to accept that it's over and that no words, no apologies, no attempts at reconciliation will bring back what we once had. You were once the person I couldn't wait to talk to, the one who knew me better than anyone else. Now the thought of hearing your voice makes me sick with regret and sorrow. In the end, it's not the love that fades, it's the trust. And once trust is gone, all that's left is a hollow version of what used to be, making the idea of speaking to you again unbearable. I've reached a point where my mind can't even bear to remember the good times. The hurt you caused has consumed it all, and I can't bring myself to relive any part of us again. You taught me the hardest lesson of all, how to walk away from someone I thought I would never leave. Now I can only look back at the pieces of my heart and vow to never go back. I thought you were my forever, but forever turned out to be a fleeting moment. I've let go of all hope, and with it, my desire to ever speak to you again. Every word that passes between us now feels like a lie, every smile a mask. I don't want to play this game anymore. The damage is done, and I am done with you. It's painful to admit, but the truth is, I've stopped caring. I don't care to hear your excuses, to hear your voice, or to know your side of things anymore. I'm finished, and I can never speak to you again. The love we had once felt so pure, but now it feels like a weight I can't carry anymore. And as much as it hurts to walk away, I know in my heart I have no other choice. I wish you had known how to cherish me when you had the chance. Now I stand on the other side of hurt, where forgiveness is impossible, and the idea of speaking to you again is nothing short of suffocating. You broke me in ways I'll never be able to explain. And though I once believed I couldn't live without you, I now know that I am better off without ever speaking to you again. There's a moment when you realize that no apology, no explanation, no reunion can ever heal the wounds you've inflicted. And in that moment, I make my vow. I will never speak to you again. When love fades, it doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, excruciating process. And now I'm left with a heart full of resentment and a resolve that I'll never speak to you again. What we had is now a distant memory, one that I don't want to relive. My heart has closed off to you, and no matter what you say, I am no longer willing to open it. It's painful, but I've realized that walking away from you is the only thing left to do. The thought of speaking to you again feels like betrayal to myself, and I can't let that happen. I once believed in second chances, in the power of words to heal, but you showed me that some wounds can never be mended, and the only way forward is through silence. The hardest part about ending things with you isn't the decision. It's the weight of knowing that nothing will ever be the same again. And I've come to terms with the fact that I'll never speak to you again. I've spent too many sleepless nights trying to understand where it all went wrong. But some things aren't meant to be understood, and some people aren't meant to be in my life anymore. I used to crave your attention, your presence. Now I crave peace, and that peace comes from never having to hear your voice again. I thought I could forgive you, but the truth is, I don't want to. I don't want to carry the weight of your mistakes with me anymore, and I don't want to ever speak to you again. Love is supposed to heal, but your love only left me scarred. And now, as I walk away from you, I vow to never speak to you again, no matter how much it hurts. I thought you were my forever, but forever ended the moment you betrayed my trust. And now, the idea of speaking to you again is just too painful to bear. I've done all the forgiving I can. What's left now is for me to find my own way without you and never look back at the pain you caused. It's funny how the person you once thought was your soulmate can become the one you swear you'll never speak to again. But life has a way of making you realize what's truly worth your time. What we had was beautiful until it wasn't. Now, all that's left is the empty space between us, and I have no intention of ever filling it again with your words. When love turns into resentment, there's nothing left to do but walk away. And though it breaks my heart, I know I can never speak to you again. I didn't choose this path, but I have to walk it. It's the only way I can protect myself from the pain you caused, and that means I'll never speak to you again. You had your chance to prove you cared, but you didn't. And now the silence that follows will be the only reminder of what we lost. I'll never speak to you again. The hardest part isn't saying goodbye. It's knowing that even if I wanted to, I couldn't go back. The trust is gone, and with it, any chance of us ever speaking again. You took so much from me, and now All I have left is my dignity. I'll never speak to you again, and that is my only victory in all of this. It's not anger that drives me away. It's the realization that I deserve more. I deserve peace, and I won't find it with you. So I'll never speak to you again. There was a time when I would have done anything for you. Now, all I want is to forget you ever existed. I can't speak to you again, and I'm at peace with that. I thought I could forgive you, but my heart has become too heavy. Every word I hear from you now only reminds me of what you've taken from me, and I can never speak to you again. Some people are meant to teach us lessons, even if those lessons are painful. And the lesson I've learned from you is simple. I am better off without you. I'll never speak to you again. I used to dream of a future with you, but now all I can dream of is a future where you don't exist in my life. And I know that future includes never speaking to you again. The love we shared has turned into a weight I can't bear, and so I let go. I swear I'll never speak to you again, no matter how much it hurts. There was a time when I believed we were meant to be, but now I see that some connections are only meant to teach us about ourselves, and I've learned enough from you. I don't need closure from you. I don't need apologies. All I need is to walk away and never look back. I'll never speak to you again. You left a mark on me that I can't erase, but that doesn't mean I have to live with it. I will never speak to you again. I wanted us to work. I really did. But now I can see that it was never meant to be. I've reached a point where I'll never speak to you again. Love can be healing, but sometimes it's destructive, and the love we shared ended up breaking me in ways I can't undo. I'll never speak to you again. I know it sounds harsh, but I've realized I can't keep letting you back into my life. I have to protect my peace, and that means never speaking to you again. The hardest part of walking away from you is knowing that I'll never have the answers I was looking for. But I've learned to live without them. I'll never speak to you again. I gave you everything I had, and in return, you gave me nothing but heartbreak. I'll never speak to you again, and I'm finally okay with that. I thought I couldn't live without you, but the truth is, I can and I will. I'll never speak to you again. You were the one I ran to in times of trouble, but now I run in the opposite direction. The idea of speaking to you again fills me with nothing but dread. I wish I could say that I miss you, but the truth is, I don't. I don't miss the pain, the confusion, the emptiness. I'll never speak to you again. Sometimes letting go is the only way forward, and though it hurts, I know that the only way to heal is to walk away and never speak to you again. I've spent too many years giving you second chances, but now I've run out of them. I won't make that mistake again. I'll never speak to you again. Our story is over, and though I wish it had ended differently, I'm ready to close the chapter. I'll never speak to you again. I've been carrying your mistakes for too long, and now I'm letting go. I'll never speak to you again. I don't need to hear your excuses, your apologies. I just need peace, and I'll find that in silence without you. The moment I realized that I was worth more than the pain you caused, I knew I could never speak to you again. You taught me that not all love is worth holding on to, and not all people are worth forgiving, and for that reason, I'll never speak to you again. I gave you everything I had, and you gave me nothing but heartache. I'm done, and I'll never speak to you again. We were once everything to each other, but now we're strangers, and I'll keep it that way. I'll never speak to you again. Some chapters are meant to be closed, and this one is over. I'll never speak to you again, and it's the best decision I've made.